Good morning, Patrick here with Industrial Cleaning Equipment and Mud Dog Trailers. We're going to talk about one of our flagship trailer units today, the 8-gallon-a-minute Super Mud Dog. This trailer unit is a very versatile trailer unit. It's got a large water tank, high flow, high pressure, hot water. It's a 6x12 tandem axle trailer, 3,500 pound axles. We custom build these trailers to be extremely heavy duty. 4-inch reinforced channel, all tubular chassis, extremely heavy duty. It's got a 525-gallon leg tank. This is an 8.5-gallon-a-minute hot water belt-driven pressure washer. That's important. A homeowner's pressure washer, you have to force feed it water. Because this is a belt drive, it's actually going to suck the water from the tank. It's going to come up to your inlet filter here. When this is dirty, you clean it out. The one thing I want everybody to be conscious of, there is an O-ring in the top of this. When you go to clean it out, you just want to make sure you don't lose that O-ring. From your filter, it's going to go up to your pump. From your pump, it goes to your unloader valve. I know on smaller pressure washers, you can adjust the pressure with your unloader valve. We don't want customers adjusting their unloader valves without talking to us first. We've got it set to the proper amount. This is also your bypass valve. So when we're pulling the trigger, water's coming out our gun. When I let off of it, it's going to be pushing the water back into your tank. That's important because it's not building pump head pressure and you're fine being off the trigger for longer periods of time. From your unloader valve, it goes up to your burner. We crank it on normally, it's going to be cold water. When you want hot water, we turn on the burner. It's going to activate the hot water. We'll go over that in a little bit. From your burner, it comes out of your jumper hose. From the jumper hose, it travels back here, goes through your chemical injector, which we're about to go over with, and it splits off of your two reels. You can run one gun at 8 gallons a minute, or it does have the ability to run 2 guns at 4 gallons a minute. Most people are just running 1 gun at 8 gallons a minute now, but having the additional reel also allows you to store additional hose, and it works as a backup reel. If somebody runs over a hose or a hose blows on the job site, you can disconnect from the splitter, direct connect into your working reel, get back, fix it when you get home, so you're not going to be down on there. It's also got your garden hose reel. The garden hose reel is for filling your water tank. We pull it out, we hook it up to a water spigot. It's going to start filling that leg tank, and there is a Hudson float valve in the top of the leg tank that's going to automatically shut the water off when it fills to the top of the tank. First thing I want to go over is the operations, how to crank this machine. Some very important notes here. This does have a throttle on it. Because it is a hot water 12-volt unit, we never adjust the throttle. There's a sticker on here that says it. Not everybody reads the warning stickers, but we never mess with the throttle. So to crank it, we pull your choke out, turn it over. Once it's running, you push it back in there. When it's running, we want to make sure, we're going to be looking at our filter here to make sure it's priming. If after 15 seconds, you do not see water flowing in your inline filter here, go ahead and shut it down, give us a call. We'll figure out why it's not priming on you there. So next thing we're going to talk about is your chemical injector. The way we activate it is using your low pressure tips. So you have a long range chemical, long range rinse, short range rinse, short range chemical. The larger orifices are for shooting chemical. So we got our long range rinse nozzle. Sorry, that was long range chemical. Now we have our long range rinse nozzle. It'll shoot about 60 or 70 feet. Short range rinse. Short range chemical. You've also got your dual lance wand. So when this knob is turned all the way back, it's going to be high pressure. When I turn it forward, it's going to be low pressure and activate your chemical injector. Chemical, rinse. Low pressure, high pressure. It is also fine just to suck air through these. And I say that's an important fact because this machine has a ton of kick to it. In some instances, you do not want all that power, all that PSI, the GPM where you're washing. You can just utilize this to adjust the pressure when you want lower pressure. Like I said, we don't adjust the unloader. We're going to adjust the pressure using this or using the nozzles on there. This is your chemical line. The way we have it set up here, And we can customize this. Some people like remote downstreams. There's a lot of different ways, but the way it comes standard, so you've got a drop stick. You're simply gonna press this over the barb right here. We have a 35-gallon holding tank for your primary chemical. You drop the drop stick down into the chemical, activate it with the low pressure, it's gonna start drawing it. You can put it in a 5-gallon bucket, a drum, whatever you want, it's gonna draw that chemical. When you get done with the job, I want you dropping it in a bucket of water, activating your chemical injector again, and then just sucking some water through here a little bit. Not a bad idea at the end of the day to also shoot a little WD-40 down in here, keeps that check valve from sticking up. You can access your water. We've got the drain valve. You open up the ball valve right there, and you can have access to your water in your water tank. All right, next thing I want to talk about is the hot water feature on the system. So what is hot water for? Primarily, it's going to be for cleaning carbon-based stains, grease, oil, road grime, tar, cleaning heavy equipment, trucks, gas stations, drive-thrus. Anywhere you got oil stains, grease stains, you're gonna activate the hot water. So we're always gonna crank our machine up in cold water first, make sure everything's running properly. The temperature range I always want you utilizing. You have a thermostat that puts on the exact temperature. I want you always starting out at 150 degrees. If that's doing the job, wonderful. If it's something really greasy, really oily, we can crank it all the way up to 175. For cleaning oil-based, carbon-based stains, there's no need to go over 175. It has the capability. I've got some customers that have to use the hot water to sanitize things. They do need to crank it hotter. We like to put a different set of hoses, some different O-rings in here when we're getting at hotter temperatures that over than 175. For most people's uses though, 150 to 175 is gonna be sufficient. So I got my temperature set, I got my machine running. We're gonna flick your burner on. When we click the burner on, it actually does not activate until we pull the trigger. You've got a pressure switch on here that can detect when you're pulling the trigger. So when I pull that trigger, you'll see your burner activate. There's gonna be exhaust coming out of your burner module right here. It takes about 30 seconds for it to get hot. You could run hot water all day long. So I just did a big job out here, washed the whole gas station, whatever. When we get done, we wanna shut our burner off and then run it with cool water until you can just touch your wand, the metal on it, until it's cool to the touch. Once it's cool to the touch, we go ahead and shut it down, release our pressure, simple as that. Finally, want to go over the maintenance on here. We've got a pretty simple maintenance schedule to maintain. It's got a digital hour meter right below your start switch right there. First 50 hours, we're gonna go ahead and change our engine oil. It's gonna be a 10W30. The book says 2 quarts. We found 1.8 to kind of be the sweet spot. So you're gonna drain it out right here, and then we're gonna put 1.8 quarts of 10W30 back in the top here. We also at 50 hours wanna go ahead and change our oil filter. Unscrew it right there, put a new one in there. We have a 12-gallon gas tank, 12-gallon diesel tank. The gas tank operates your Honda engine. The diesel tank powers your burner, heats it up. We do ask that you put stable or use non-ethanol gas that keeps your carburetor and your Honda engine from getting clogged up. Utilize that gasoline in there. The next, so 50, 100, 150, we're gonna be doing our engine oil and oil filter. At 200 hours, we're gonna go ahead and change our pump oil. Very simple to clean out. We drain it out right here. It is a slightly different oil. It's gonna be a 30 weight non-detergent. We're putting 1 quart of that back in the top here. I am on a little bit of an incline at the moment, but you want your sight glass to be right at about half full after you change the oil in there. Also at 200 hours, we're gonna go ahead and change out our air filter on top, our fuel filter, and at a minimum every 200 hours, we're gonna change our diesel fuel filter. It's clean right now. Sometimes you get bad diesel fuel. If this guy looks clogged up, they're not a very expensive part. Go ahead and take it off, put a new inline diesel filter in there, get back rocking and rolling. Final thing I want to talk about is winterization. Freezing coils, freezing hoses, not covered under warranty. You always want to, if there's even a chance of you getting below freezing, go ahead and winterize it. It's a very simple process. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna drain out our tank. Open up the drain valve, let it flow out right there. Right beside that valve, there's another valve to shut the water off going to your machine. So we're cutting off the water going from your tank to your machine. On the back of your pump, there's a Schrader valve. Same thing that's on a bicycle or car tire. We take the little cap off, and you can use any kind of air compressor, a little 12 volt, whatever air compressor you got, we're gonna push air into there. When I push air into there, it's gonna blow the water out your pump, out your coil, out your hoses. Water will immediately start shooting out your hoses in the back. In about 30 to 60 seconds, it's gonna go from water to shooting air out your hoses in the back. Once that happens, you need to do one more thing, and then it's winterized. After it goes to air, we're gonna take our inline filter off and just go and stick it in your toolbox. You've now removed all the water from your entire Mud Dog system. Without water in there, there's nothing to freeze. It'll be fine to go through. The very next day, you can go ahead and fill water in your tank, crank it up, it's gonna operate great. Thanks for listening to me. These are all the maintenance, the operations. If you're ready for your Mud Dog, go ahead and give us a call, 910-759-6222. Thank you.